It is one of the key pillars in President Kenyatta's Big Four agenda, that of providing affordable and decent housing for Kenyans. The president laying bare his agenda at the high-level strategy dialogue of the first session of the UN Habitat Assembly in Nairobi, saying his administration has developed measures that will steer forward the delivery of affordable housing to Kenyans.
The provision of affordable housing is a right that is enshrined in our current 2010 Constitution, a right that is also in our SDG 11 that we have all sanctioned and approved. But ultimately, it's a right, especially in a growing, urbanized world, that is going to be a massive challenge for many of us, especially in the developing world, to achieve. That said, it is therefore important for us to look at alternative, new and innovative ways of actually achieving this objective.
The president noting that traditional approaches to the housing challenges have failed to keep up with the rising demands for decent shelters as the population expands, saying the government has embraced new technological innovations to deliver the Big Four development agenda.
We ourselves are keenly focused on looking to how we can change the manner in which we provide this housing. And this goes all the way from the supply of materials, to the type of houses that we build, to where we build, to how green can we make this housing, but also to new and innovative ways of financing housing. How can we make housing more affordable and available?
President Kenyatta at the same time affirmed Kenya's commitment to the UN's climate agenda, which calls for action to combat climate change and its impacts, emphasizing on the need to collaborate in implementing measures that will protect the environment and promote sustainable use of natural resources.
And mine is to really call on all our partners, on all nations, to recognize the importance of the urbanization agenda, to recognize the importance of being able to have sustainable communities for our children and for our children's children, and for us to recognize that we cannot do this alone. We need each other and we must work together. Let us work in solidarity to achieve these noble goals that we all agreed to under the SDGs.
Speaking at the same forum, South Sudan President Salva Kiir said his government is developing policies to attract those willing to partner with his government in the provision of affordable housing. Fiji Prime Minister Frank Bainimarama said involving the private sector in the supply of affordable housing and addressing other challenges of urbanization is key if countries are keen on achieving the sustainable development goals. UN Habitat Executive Director Maimuna Mod Sharif says at least $150 in contributions and commitments have been pledged to finance UN Habitat's work to support implementing its mandate.
First, we would like to see the funding, and now we already have the flagship program, and now the implementation and which region, which area that we would like to do. So I think that will be the next stage that we would like to see how this fund is being used. And of course, we would like to use it for geographically balanced and also the needs. The needs of the countries and in terms of the within our 5 flagship program and within our 4 domain and the 12 outcomes of the strategic plan.
Both developed and developing nations have agreed to walk the talk and support the UN Habitat in its quest to implement the urban dimensions of the UN Habitat Strategic Plan 2020 to 2025. Jackie Wimberu for Channel 1 News Hour.